Final Four. I'm your host, Eric, my soccer guy right there. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me again. It's been a very surprise World Cup, so I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, we talk about upsets and it just continued to go through the tournament. It's been the sports world this year anyway. A lot of different teams have won that don't normally win. And then we saw the same thing happen with the World Cup. So we're going to talk about both matchups, the semifinals. We're going to go through and talk about that third place game and what that really means to a team. And then we'll discuss the finals as well and who we think's going to win this whole thing. So, Brian, I wanted to start right off with Argentina versus Croatia. And that game is tomorrow at 2 p.m. When you look at both teams, Argentina in the 5 games has scored 9 goals and given up 5 goals, while Croatia has scored 6 goals and only given up 3. So obviously, Croatia, more of a defensive minded team. Messi is second in this tournament in goals with 4. Both of these teams played their last matchup, went to penalty kicks. So very exciting. But the Argentina beat the Netherlands, where Croatia, very big upset over Brazil, who was considered one of the favorites. Who would I would say have the advantage in this matchup in your eyes?
Well, because of names and players' name, obviously I want to go for Argentina. Correct. But if we talk about the way of play, I think Croatia has a very good defense and very good midfielders. So when it comes to individuals, different like one by one, I think Argentina has the advantage of beating Croatia. But when it comes to playing as a team, I think Croatia they can defend very well, and they can give Messi and they can give the strikers of Argentina a very tough time.
So I hear what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but then I would say the same thing would have applied to Brazil. And yet Croatia was able to defeat Brazil. I know it was in penalty kicks, but you think about Brazil having the ability to score and put up some points, and yet Croatia was able to shut them down. Would you consider Argentina a better offensive team than Brazil, or are they about the same?
I will put Argentina a step below Brazil, just when it comes to speed. You know, Brazil have Neymar, they have this guy called Rafinha. So Brazil has like more. The players were more, faster. And I think what happened there was that Croatia on the last, especially when they went, well, in the last minutes, Croatia had a very good defense with Brazil. They knew the advantage that Brazil had, the speed that Brazil had. So they start to, putting like 4 defenders, trying to defend more and trying to attack. When I say attack, I mean like try to try to defend very well, and if they had an opportunity to attack, they will go for it. And I think, to be honest, I think Brazil kind of relaxed a little bit. They kind of knew they. I think they felt like they already had that game on their pocket, so they kind of relaxed, and that was the mistake that they made. I think if Argentina wants to win this game, they cannot underestimate Croatia ability to attack and score. I think that was the biggest mistake that Brazil committed on the quarterfinals.
So if we had to look at some players, obviously Messi in Argentina, we know what he's capable of. We've talked about could be his last World Cup. Would there be a player in Croatia we should be watching, and who is that player?
Yes, definitely. There's 2 players that I have in mind. First one, it's called Luka Modric. I know he's 35. I think he's 35. But when it comes to with the ball, sometimes age doesn't really matter. This guy has an experience. I think this is his third World Cup. He plays for Real Madrid. I think the biggest club in football history. And he kind of know how to see an open spot to send the ball to this another guy whose name is Perisic. And I think another and this would be if they got a penalty shoot. I think Croatia's goalkeeper, he's very good at it. He's very good saving penalty shoots. So I think he is another player that we should be looking at. and that could probably, give a hard time to the shooters for Argentina.
Yeah, obviously he was able to do it with Brazil, which was very unexpected. Again, neither one of these teams, if you look at just from a goal standpoint, even Argentina only giving up 5 goals in 5 games. So if you look at it realistically, on average, that's 1 goal a game. So I don't think you're going to see a high scoring game. If a team goes ahead, let's say Croatia goes ahead, do you think they have the advantage or would it still benefit Argentina because they can score?
If Argentina, if Croatia goes ahead,
Yes.
I can you repeat what the question one more time?
Yeah, yeah, no problem. So if Croatia has a lead in this game, does that give them an advantage because of how well they play defensively? Or do you feel like Argentina, because they have the ability to score, would still be in this game regardless? So if it's a 2-1 game, you know, midway through the second half, can
So
our go ahead.
no, so I think okay. So me personally, and this is my opinion, probably people might disagree with me. I don't think Argentina have the best way of playing. To me personally, I think they're, for example, Brazil. To me, they play better than Argentina. But Argentina and this another team, Uruguay, which is out. But I think Argentina, they play more with the heart, okay, with courage. They have the illusion of winning another World Cup because I think it's been like almost 40 years since they don't win a World Cup. So just the fact that the illusion that they have that they want to win, that this probably Messi's last World Cup, probably they're gonna put all the courage, they're gonna put all the effort to probably overturn that score if they're losing. So obviously they're not gonna do it probably not with a very nice football, with a very excellent football, but I am pretty sure they're gonna fight until the end just to give their people the happiness of winning another World Cup after almost 40 years.
Yeah. So great insight. I appreciate so far what you've talked about. Again, this is Sports Unfolded just for kicks. If you enjoy football and not American football, we're talking soccer here in Sports Unfolded. My soccer guy right here, Brian, is covering the final four. So the semifinals of the World Cup and all the surprises that have come. But this second matchup on Wednesday is probably more surprising than any. We expected France to probably be there. The fact that Morocco was able to defeat Portugal 1-0, I think shocked a lot of people. The fact that Morocco's in the semifinals shocked a lot of people. I don't think anybody gave them credit. We had done a preview show to the World Cup. We didn't give Morocco any credit. And in most sports, defense wins championships. And if you think about what Morocco's been able to do, they've given up 1 goal in 5 games. When you talk defensively, that's pretty impressive. How did Morocco get here? Let me ask you that. How did this path happen, Brian?
To be honest, I think luck was part of there. I look, I'm shocked. I'm shocked, and even we coverage this before the World Cup started, and we didn't give them a chance. I remember you were talking that you were asking us Morocco, and say no, they don't have a chance. Whether I like it or not, but we have to admit that they have a good defense, and as long as it is legal, you can win a tournament if you are playing defense. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, whether I like it or not. But I think they have a great goalkeeper, and I think the 45% of what they have done is because they have a great goalkeeper, and I think the coach of Morocco. Obviously, I don't have evidence, but I'm 100, probably like 90% sure that his intention on the playoff always was go to penalty shoots,
Mhm.
because I kind of knew they had confidence on his goalkeeper that he was gonna save them from being eliminated soon in the World Cup.
Yeah, so I would have to agree. I watched the Portugal Morocco game, and you again, you're much more knowledgeable than I am in soccer. You guys have fed my soccer appetite, and I'm watching more games and kind of enjoying this World Cups. But I would ask you this: they seem to play like a defense, more like a nine guys or players back in that around that box where they don't allow you to make passes or get in for scoring opportunities. Am I correct in saying that? Is that something different than what most teams do defensively?
Yeah, they did it with Spain. On the round 16, they tied 0-0 to Spain, and obviously they eliminated Spain on penalty shoots. They tend to do that when they know that they have the opportunity to go to penalty shoots. Obviously, they know that they don't have a Messi in their team. They know that they don't have a Neymar in their team. So when the game is coming to an end, they know that they don't have those type of players that could do something and score. So pretty much what they do is they just put nine players in the back and they go to their hope is to go to penalty shoot so that way the luck it's in their side.
Yeah. So I would ask you this too: the fact that Portugal benched Ronaldo in the first half of that game. I know the coach was trying to prove a point. How much of that was a factor with this Morocco victory? Do you feel if Ronaldo was there and able to start the game and play a full game, the opportunity there, or was this just Morocco's defense so tough Portugal couldn't overcome it?
I think people might disagree with me, but I don't think that actually made any effect. I mean, I think in soccer and probably in football as well, for American football, they're 11 players. Ronaldo cannot do everything. So even though if Ronaldo was on pitch, I don't think that will make any difference. Probably on taking advantage of one mistake of Morocco. But even though I don't think that had something to do with it. I mean, Ronaldo, he's not having a good time, not even in his club right now, which is Manchester. Well, he's leaving Manchester United. I don't think so. I don't really think so. Probably, but if there is 11 players on the pitch, not only one, and
Yeah.
even with Argentina, we all talk about Art Messi, 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 but I don't think Messi can not. I don't think Messi can do everything. We need each other. They need each other. So I don't think that was something that Morocco took advantage.
All right. So I don't want to give all the love to Morocco here. I want to talk about France as well. Mbappe leads the tournament, 5 goals. I think they have the second leading goal scorer as well, tied with Messi with 4 goals.
Mbappe
France,
is first.
yeah, Mbappe's first, and then not Mbappe, Rhode Island Broadcasting. He's doing a little Hanson's there. But I would ask you this: is France was expected to kind of be in this position now? Of the 4 teams, we would say France the strongest team left,
By
defeating a
far,
right and
by
defeating
far.
a very good England team. So can they lose to Morocco? I mean, we said Morocco couldn't get as far as they have. France, obviously, the best team left in the tournament. What's the odds that France can't pull this off with the players they have?
Well, if you look at the games that Morocco has dispute in this World Cup, they only beat Belgium, and that's it. Oh, in Canada. But Canada obviously was not playing well. Belgium didn't have a good World Cup neither. They couldn't beat Croatia, which is in the semifinal.
Yeah.
They barely beat Spain, and the big surprise was Portugal, of course. But France is on. It's ahead of France is in. It's ahead of those teams that I just mentioned. So I don't think they have a chance, man. And probably I get surprised. Probably they're gonna beat France,
Yeah.
but I think France have better quality players. They already won the last World Cup. They're more experienced. If in case that Morocco gets ahead first, I think France already know how to handle because they already have won this tournament. They already have experience. They have top class players. So I think France have more opportunity to win this game.
So again, they've scored 11 goals so far in this tournament. So they're putting the ball in the net, right? They're making these great decisions. They've got 2 of the top goal scorers in this tournament. I guess I got to put you on the spot. This is an easy one, I think, right? So if we're gonna say the Morocco run ends on Wednesday at 2 p.m. in your estimation,
like yeah, man. Uh, me personally, I can bet probably $500 that France is gonna be on the final.
Woo! He's putting some money on the table. Uh oh. Uh oh. I like where this is going, my friend. So there is a game on Saturday at 10 a.m. and that is the third place game. So if I was to ask you, so we're going to do some predictions. Who's going to be in that third place matchup, and then how important is it to win the third place?
Well, because this is good. This is even good for marketing too. Having France and Argentina in the final. Obviously, Mbappe and Messi. That's a good marketing right there. Me personally, I think France is gonna qualify. Like I say, and for Argentina and Croatia, because like I told you, with the course that Argentina have, I think they're gonna be in the final. So for the third place, I think it's gonna be Croatia, Morocco.
Okay.
Uh, and me personally, I think Croatia is gonna be the third place. Uh, Before I answer you the question, I don't think Morocco has nothing to lose anymore. Nothing to lose anymore. I mean, they already went to the semifinal. I think it's the first African team to
It is.
being on the semifinal.
Yep.
So pretty much they already proved what they had to prove. So they kind of like can sit back and relax and say, we already did what we had to do. We gave the surprise. On the other hand, you have Croatia, which they were in the final last World Cup. They didn't win it, of course, but at least they can have the third place, and they can keep on the first for the first four world countries on top of the
Yeah.
soccer. So how important it is, to be honest, it's a very, people say that it's a very disappointing match because both teams didn't qualify to a World Cup final, but at least it keeps you there, it keeps you on the top four.
So
So
your name's mentioned. You're in one of those groups that
right.
say, look, you were the final four. You were the third best team in this tournament, right? So again, when you think about where they start and how you finish, being in the top three is pretty good.
If it was Brazil or France or Argentina, it wouldn't be the same because obviously they always want to be on the first. But when
Yeah.
it comes to Croatia, which is a very small country in Europe, and especially Morocco, that they never done it before, I think that's a pretty good for them because their name is there, their name is in the list. The players, their players get promoted to European clubs, so for them it's a really good news. But when it comes to top countries like France or England or Brazil or Argentina, it's a match that they don't want to play.
So you got Croatia winning that third place matchup, which means Argentina versus France this Sunday, 10 a.m. Brian, I don't. Can you pick a winner? Is there a legitimate winner? I know you're saying Argentina, that momentum, wanting to try to win it for Messi, right? Possibly his last World Cup. But France, one of the best teams, and you said it, the best team probably left in this tournament. Are we going to see an upset? Is it Argentina over France, or does France win this whole thing?
I don't, me personally, and I think I didn't go for Argentina before the show that we did before the World Cup. I think France, if that's the final, or no, let me correct me. I think France is gonna win this tournament. Me personally, I don't think
Okay.
Argentina. I don't listen. I go back to what I was saying. Argentina, to me personally, they don't convince me of. Look, they have played. They don't even have played like a very. The only team that they have played that is kind of top is the Netherlands, and they almost lose because the Netherlands tied in the last minutes, and they were kind of nervous. They had played Australia, Mexico, very terrible Mexicans team, Poland, Australia, average to below. I don't think they have faced a very very good team yet. And the
Okay.
Netherlands is a very good team, and they struggle there. So obviously France is better than the Netherlands. So me personally, if they go to the final, France and Argentina, I don't think Argentina got a chance. Argentina does. They like I say, they don't have a. They might have good players, but they don't know how to connect each other.
Yeah.
They have very they have a lack defense. Uh, they they commit a lot of mistakes, And I think those mistakes you cannot make those mistakes when it comes to a team like France.
France. Okay. So France wins it all, in your opinion.
In my
I will ask,
opinion, yeah.
and that's why we do these things. So I will ask you this: there's two awards that are pretty high profile for the players, right? The Golden Boot, if I'm correct, right? Considered the best player in the tournament.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on who win that award? And
So
now, is everybody still eligible, or is it more about the teams that are kind of in the semis now?
so the golden boot is based on goals. So in this case would be Mbappe.
Mbappe
Mbappe
automatically. Okay.
automatically. Now what I think they give a golden ball, which is the best. That's the best players of the tournament.
Okay. All right. So the Golden
So,
Ball.
so to be honest, I don't think FIFA. Me, this is again, all what I say here is my opinion. It doesn't have to be true, but I think FIFA is more marketing. Me personally, I think if Argentina wins the World Cup, which I don't think is gonna happen, but in case it happens, I think the Golden Ball they're gonna give it to Messi because it's Messi.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a criteria where they're based. Oh, this is because they just okay. This is the golden ball. But for the golden boot, I think Mbappe is gonna take it because of his performance, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be scoring probably 2 or 3 more goals on the games that he has left.
Okay.
So I think Mbappe is gonna have the golden boot, and if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, this would be his second one because I think he won the last one as two.
Wow.
So I mean, I think he's only 23. He's pretty young, dude. He has a very very good future.
So another one's Golden Glove.
Yes.
Is that the top goaltender?
Yeah. So I
Goalkeeper?
think that
Goalkeeper.
goalkeeper. Yes.
I'm learning. See, I'm learning.
I think they call it goalie too.
Okay.
Um. Uh. I think right now who's the less beaten? It's the one in Morocco, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think he will be the one getting it. If
So
I'm
he
not,
automatic is that as similar to the boot? You automatically get it for least shots given up, or
I'm trying
how's
to
that
remember.
one work?
I, I don't think no, I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But if that's the case, then yes, the one from Morocco. But if I'm gonna look it up, but if it's not the case, I think, like I say, they're gonna give it to the goalie who wins the World Cup because I think FIFA is just marketing. They just give it to the ones that wins. Oh,
I got it. So how beneficial is it for France to win it? Would that just from so if Morocco wins it, it's not as big a marketing for them as France, right? Because France is considered one of the better teams. So FIFA would want more of the Argentina France matchup as well.
it would
Yeah.
bring more money to
Yeah.
more fans to the stadium. Um, so yeah, I mean, if look, this is something that, and I've been hearing this, this conversation how the European teams go to Africa and look for people there to bring them to Europe and play. But I think this is if France wins it again, I think this is a very demonstration that Africa has talent. I mean, Morocco already showed it. And if the African countries, start working very serious on their countries and their clubs, they probably could get at the same level of Europe because if you look at the France national team, I think it's more than half have African descendants.
Okay.
So we can see there the future of a continent which is Africa on this sport. That if they will start working very serious, if they start putting all the effort, they probably can have better competition than Europe, in my own opinion, of course.
And I will ask you this, and we'll finish on this note. England hasn't won, I believe, in 80 years, is if I heard that correct. When we think about the English team and the importance of football in that country, why has England struggled for so long now and not been able to get past some of these teams? I'm putting you on the spot here. I know I
I
didn't say I would ask about this, but
No, I think they've been there because they were in the last Euro. There's a tournament in Europe which is played every 4 years. So yeah, every 3 years I think. So all the European club national teams participate. So them England and Italy they were in the final and obviously they went to penalty shots and England didn't win it. I think part of it it's because they are very bad luck team. They don't, and another one it's because it's just like the US. They don't take advantage of the opportunities that they have. They might create opportunities, but they never finish them as they were supposed to. And you cannot do that in soccer. And I don't think you can do that in any sport. You got to take advantage of what you have and what you create. Because if you don't score, then if you don't score, then you're gonna see how your opponent score, and that's very sad. And I think that's what happened with England. They have very good players. They know how to create plays. They know how to play very good football. But unfortunately, Harry Kane was not. I think he missed his penalty shoot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Harry Kane was not was not enough in this tournament. I think they missed a lot of chance, and when you do that, man, you ended up regretting.
No. So great point. So this has been Just for Kicks, episode 2, World Cup final, the semifinals. We've given our predictions. This Sunday, 10 a.m., will be the finals. Tuesday and Wednesday are the semifinal matchups, third place matchup on Saturday. So excited to see how this turns out, Brian. I want to thank you for your soccer insight and what you've been able to bring to Sports Unfolded. Uh, Hopefully, the next one we do, we get Manny to join us again, and we'll get some more soccer talk going, and possibly Ron as well. But you guys have been great. You have brought football to Sports Unfolded, and we are excited about it, and we're excited to keep watching now and see where it goes from here. What is next after the World Cup? What should be the next thing as a soccer fan in the United States I should be looking at? What should I be watching? Obviously, the World Cup's one of the biggest, but is there
Well,
something?
for the other soccer fans, we know what it's called Champions League, which is a Europe tournament, which all the clubs from Europe, or not all, but most, like the good teams from Europe, they play together. Then you have Real Madrid, you have Barcelona is not there this year, but you have Real Madrid, you have Liverpool, you have Manchester City. So all those teams play. So and now they are in the round 16. The round 16 are gonna be played on February.
Okay,
So I think we should be looking at that. And
so
for here for the United States, I think we have the MLS. I think it's starting next year. So
okay,
we can also take a look to that. We can also take a look to the European leagues, Premier League, Liga Española, the Spanish league.
so there'll be a lot. There's a lot to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah.
So I know I keep saying this is it, but you keep feeding my soccer appetite, and I want to just ask you this: there's been some speculation because you mentioned the MLS, Messi possibly going to Miami, being one of the biggest contracts. A, do you think that's going to happen? But then B, this Ronaldo situation with Manchester United and some of these guys, could he also, because again, he's late in years and may want, would he possibly be going to MLS as well to kind of try to really feed that league and try to get that league going?
I think he should. Well, Ronaldo case. I think he should because he's losing a lot of protagonism now. Like he's like people are not looking the same way that people were looking him before. So I think if he wants to keep on the TV, on the shows and everything, he gotta come to a league where it's like MLS, where we admire him. So
Yeah.
but obviously we know it's not even about money because the guy is rich. But we know he likes to compete. He always liked to be on top. But I think at some point he gotta realize that he's 36 now. He's gonna be he's 37. Next year is gonna be 38. So he's not always is gonna be a superstar. He gotta think about his future. He gotta think about you know ending his career well. So I think he should, but again, because he has a very competitive performance, that's the thing that might hold him to come here to the United States.
Okay. And then what about Messi?
Oh, Messi, it's kind of interesting situation. I think his contract ends next year on PSG in 2023. I think it's gonna be based on how he's doing in Europe. I think if he wins like the Champion League, which is the biggest trophy for any European club. And if he sees that he can keep breaking records, I think he's gonna keep there. He's gonna be in Europe. But if he keeps failing on winning the champion leagues, and if he feels like he's old, I think he's gonna come here. But I'm more convinced that Ronaldo coming here than Messi coming here.
Okay. All right. So the reason why I asked all these questions, because obviously I want fans to know that we're not done with Just for Kicks. We're going to continue to do these shows, and some of these questions will be answered every single time we do these, because we're going to have more and more soccer coverage, football coverage, because we know how big this sport is and how exciting it is as we've watched these World Cups. So, Brian, again, I want to thank you for your time tonight. You've been amazing. Thank you for your football insight. I can't wait to see the next show and what else we're able to do. And continue to follow Watch Sports Unfolded on Rhode Island Broadcasting every Friday night at 6 p.m. We do our live show and we cover all of the top sports stories that are going on in the world today. That's on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. So many different ways to watch us there. And then obviously, Brian, we want to continue to follow it on YouTube as well. And this show will be on YouTube on Rhode Island Broadcasting. So continue to follow that. Continue to donate stars and bits. All those ways help our show continue to grow. And we will see when the next Just for Kicks comes out. And we will definitely make sure we announce it. So, Brian, you take care, my friend. Everybody out there, have a great night. Continue to follow us. And all we ever ask for is peace in this world.